I try to do is just try to be still and understand that things come and go, emotions come and go. The important thing is to accept them all, to embrace them all, and then you can choose to do with them what you want versus being controlled by emotion. You know, a lot of times I've seen players, even myself, when I was younger, being consumed by a particular fear. And to the point where you're saying, okay, nah, it's not good to feel fear. I shouldn't be nervous in a situation like that. And it does nothing but grow versus stepping back and saying, yeah, I am nervous about the situation. Yeah, I am fearful about the situation. Well, what am I afraid of? And then you kind of unpack it. And then it gives you the ability to look at it for really what it is, which is nothing more than your imagination running its course.
What Kobe's describing here is actually one of the most powerful principles in hypnosis. Notice the part where he talks about trying not to feel fear actually makes the fear grow. In hypnosis, this is something called the law of reversed effect. The more you try not to feel something, the more your mind has to focus on it, because the unconscious mind does not process negatives. If I say, don't think about a red apple, you have to think about a red apple to reject the thought. So when someone tells themselves, don't be nervous, don't feel fear, I shouldn't feel this, their mind has no choice but to activate that emotion in order to process the thought, which actually strengthens and reinforces the emotion. Now here's where what he said becomes really powerful. When he talks about accepting the emotion instead of fighting it, what he's actually talking about is removing resistance. Once you remove resistance, you give yourself the opportunity to step back and observe the emotion rather than being consumed by it. This is called moving into a meta position. You're no longer inside the emotion, you're observing it. And the moment you can observe a state, you can influence it, because emotions aren't good or bad. They're simply energy moving in the body. Emotion. Energy in motion. The real question is, what is this emotion telling you about the way you're thinking? This is where the work that I do with my clients becomes really interesting. Instead of trying to eliminate emotions like fear, pressure, or anxiety, I'll ask them something very simple. How do you know it's time to feel that emotion about this? Because most of the time, these emotions are being generated by a comparison. The version of you today, comparing yourself to the version you've been in the past. But the version of you who's already accomplished the outcome you want isn't experiencing these emotions when they think about taking that action. So we shift the frame. Imagine the version of you who's already achieved the result, and then access the internal resources that's already within you now, because they're there. Because once you can access that state, you stop reacting from the past and you start proactively being the person you're becoming.